What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my, I guess we can call this back to the basics, because it is a very simple thing to do in the game, but it is still newer, and that is the mini games. And obviously you can probably tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to get gold in each of the mini games that I use. I'm not going to show every single one of them because some of them are just ridiculous, and you honestly don't even get the option for all of them when you're doing the in-game, like in-franchise mini games. You only get a select few. So I'm going to be showing you those, and I'm going to just show you the tips that I use to get gold in them. Now, can I guarantee you that if you follow these steps, you're going to get gold every single time? No, because there are things that happen. Madden is Madden, but I will show you some of the little tricks that I've used to get more consistent, where I'm not sitting there for an hour trying to get gold, essentially, right? And yeah, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. So we're gonna start with the passing situation. Now, there is a lot of different options here that you can use, but I do not use the pass skeleton or the outmanned or any of these, because, and it doesn't matter which one of these you do, you still have the same chances of getting a developmental trait increase for doing them. It doesn't matter if you do the ones that are, you know, the harder ones like outmanned or sudden death. You don't have to do all that. So I just take the easiest one, and the easiest one by far for passing is target passing. And when you do these, you're going to get a look like this, where it's going to just give you a random set of 4 to 5, sometimes 6 different areas where you can throw the ball through. And as long as you hit it in the ring, you will get a multiplier that you see up in the top right corner. Right now it says X1s for ×1. And then you also get points based off of where you hit it, the black ring, blue ring, red, or in the middle with the yellow. Obviously you want to hit it in the yellow, but as long as you're hitting the ring, you're getting points. So in this situation, I'm always trying to go for the deep routes, unless there is at least 2 that I can hit on a shorter throw. And I'll show you what I mean throughout the course of this, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try to hit Chris Godwin here on square, on that first deep one you see down there by like the 20-yard line. So we're gonna snap the ball, and we're just gonna sit here and wait, and then I'm gonna time it, I'm gonna throw it, and boom. And now sometimes what you can do is use your directional throwing after you initially hit the button to get the ball to move left or right a little bit, not a lot, because it doesn't have that much wiggle room, but you can use that a little bit to get the direction to the way you want it, so make sure that you're hitting the circle that you want. I'm always throwing bullet passes. I have never once thrown a touch pass or a lob at all. Always bullet. And what I'll also use, if I feel like it's a little bit too high of an arc, I'll start using L2, or in this case, sorry, I'm only a PlayStation guy, so I'm not sure what all the layouts are for Xbox, but essentially the button you use to throw a low pass, I'll use that quite a bit actually to get it along with the bullet pass. So for this one here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take X, because you see here we have 2 of them that I can hit. So I'm gonna go, and this one I'm actually gonna use the high pass button. So for PlayStation, that's L1. So I'm gonna just go here, I'm gonna step here, L1, throw it, and we get 2 of them. And right there, now we're up to +3 or ×3, and we're at 2,200. We need to hit 20,000 in this one to get the gold. And for the third one, it looks like you have to hit R1 if you're gonna go to left side, but I'm actually still going to use this shorter one here right above Wharton at R1, but I'm gonna go to square for a little bit more downfield play. So I'm just gonna go here. And as soon as I think he's gonna cross, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a bullet. Yes, I didn't hit it in the middle, but I still hit the circle. I got almost 2,000 points, and I got another multiplier out of it. And now here's where we can stack up. Now this is where we're gonna hit Godwin deep, but I'm gonna rotate Chambers, the quarterback, over to where Wharton is pretty much standing, and I'm gonna try to hit both of those targets. Just like this. And then I'm gonna throw it, and it goes through both. When you are throwing these, if you are not very good with anticipating where the ball is going to go and where the receiver is going to be when the ball gets there, try to throw it like a second or 2 before you think you should. Just a little bit before you think you should, and then you should be able to maybe, you know, move it a little bit right or left to get it to where you want it to go. You just need it to hit the squares. And you have 8 attempts to do so. And it looks like, well, dang, we need a lot more points. We only have 4 more tries left. Trust me, guys, it starts to multiply really quickly, and you'll see that. So here, this one's gonna be a little bit harder. We're gonna go for Godwin again. I almost solely go to the left side with the square receiver. Whoever's on square, I'm sort of just hanging out there unless there's a really good one on the other side. The 2 middle ones, they just play out so quickly that sometimes I get a little off on it, but it might work for you guys. But I prefer the deep routes with square, and also sometimes with circle. So we're just gonna hang out here. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna hit L2 to make sure it's a low pass. And there we go. We get an inner ring hit. Now we're up to 14,000 and we have silver. And here's another one where we can double up on square. So I'm gonna just do the same thing. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna throw it. And see, I didn't hit it, but because I doubled up, I still got the multiplier. I still got points because I hit that first one. And that is okay. And now here for the last two, I'm gonna take that second level square one here. And I'm just gonna wait a little bit, square it up, boom. And every time I'm throwing those deep routes, I'm doing a bullet pass and I'm holding the lower pass, the low pass button. So it's L2 on PlayStation. What is it, LT or something on Xbox, the back paddle on the left. I'm doing that to make the trajectory of the ball as low as possible, because sometimes if you don't do that, the ball will actually sail right over the top of them and then you don't get any points. So you don't want to do that. And you can see we're already at gold with 1 to spare. So this one, I think I'm gonna try and do something fancy. Watch this, we're gonna go way over here and I'm gonna fire it over here. Oh, I was a little too late. Sometimes you can do that. If you can get your quarterback over there fast enough, you might be able to get 3 of them. I've done it before if you get the right layout of them. But don't be afraid to move the quarterback. Just whatever you do, do not go past that penalty, or that red line. If you do, it's considered a penalty and it'll cancel it out on you for it. And then it resets your multiplier if you have one built up. So that one was really easy. And that's why I always stick to that one. I never worry about anything else. And now we're going to move on to the running backs. Now the running backs are, again, it's the same thing. They have 5 different options, but really all of them have their own difficulties. And I feel like all of these are the hardest outside of rushing attack. And since it doesn't matter on the point spread or how much my chance are of getting a dev increase, I'm just going to take the easiest one. And mine is rushing attack. Now this one is essentially the old school mini camp game that I'm sure all of us have run if you played the old school Maddens, and I'm talking like anywhere from Madden 2000 to Madden 2005, the old school Maddens when it was the best game, right? You have to be pretty much perfect. There's no way about it. You have to be perfect in order to get this job done properly. You are usually allowed like 1 play where you can get tackled, but you have to at least get yards to continue the multiplier. If you get hit behind the line, you'll lose your multiplier and you'll go back to the ×1, which is bad. But if you are consistently getting touchdowns, oh, perfect way to start. So this one is tricky. If you guys have played this, you're probably sick and tired of the fullback being stupid. Well, I'm here to tell you I have a way that you can do this. 2 ways you can do this depending on the kind of running back you have. If you have a fast running back, which is Rashad Barr, this is how you do it. So you take the pitch, I immediately run downhill, and then I fly outside. See how I'm just cutting there? I cut down to bring the linebacker, and then as soon as I have him committed, I cut it straight back outside, still not hitting accelerate until I've made the cut, and then I hit accelerate as I'm turning left to go outside, or right in this case, and then, you know, hitting the lane as fast as possible. Now, if you have a slower running back, this probably won't work for you, but this is the way you can do it with a slower running back that I have found out you can use. You have to time it right, so you take the pitch out here, and then you cut it backwards like this. That second linebacker will get caught up in the blocking sheds like that, and you can go that way. That one does take a little bit more time, so it's fun when you get ones that only have like 1 or 2 of those. I've had some where I'll get like 8 toss plays, and honestly, there's no way to get gold in that situation because the fullback is stupid and they don't block the right player. They don't block any player actually on the pitch plays. I don't know why. So if you get it like more than twice, 3 times, and you're just getting frustrated, it's not your fault, it's the game's fault. And I mean, that's the best I can say. So now on the inside ones here, I'm gonna hang back a little bit. I'm not even gonna really push forward on the move, like the L stick at all, and I'm not gonna hold accelerate. And I'm gonna try to set up the linebacker because he's gonna mirror what you do. So I'm gonna come inside a little bit, bring him inside, and then once my fullback can make contact, I'm gonna cut it back left side. I'm gonna hit that accelerate button, and I'm just gonna run straight to the corner. And here we have another instance of the pitch play. So I'm gonna show you this one, and then boom, cut outside. And if you have a fast running back like Rashad Barr, you can make that one work. Again, if you don't have a speed demon like this, do the first option, or I'm sorry, the second option where I did the sort of the bait and then cut all the way back and get that linebacker caught up in the bags, because that is really the only way to do it if you don't have a fast running back. You can try to make moves on these guys. You can do jukes, you can do hurdles, you can do spins, but it's not very likely, and it takes away time. And the key to this game is time. Getting to the end zone as fast as possible to keep up with the clock that's running out. Because this game is, like I said, you have to be perfect on this mini game. So Here's another one. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set up the linebacker a little bit. I'm gonna cut outside and we're in the open. And again, always dive into the end zone. It gives you a little extra boost and you would be surprised how much it adds up at the end. We have yet another one. Holy cow. This is one of those ones where I'm talking about where you're just gonna get a lot of bad rolls. But if you just do the right setup, you can still get them done even though you're getting, you know, rough plays. And here are the off tackle ones. These are almost the easiest. You've probably picked up on this already. You just don't hold accelerate, let him set them up, and then hit accelerate as the fullback makes contact and dive into the end zone. So now we need, if you're at 28,000, once you get to this point, you're at like times 7 times 8, you're gonna get about 10K per run. And we need 55,000. So we need 3 more runs of straight touchdowns in order to get this gold before the clock runs out. And that's a good way to keep in mind. If you get to 28 like this and you're at a times 8, you need 3 more runs at least with full touchdowns to get to 55. And we have another one where we can set them up. So I'm just gonna set them up like this, boom, cut it outside. If you feel like the linebacker is cutting a lot there and almost getting you, don't be afraid to really cut wide outside on that last cut when he's engaging with the fullback, just to make sure he doesn't do one of them stupid animation glitches where he just comes off the block and immediately tackles you. I've had that happen before. It's very, very frustrating. So here we go, another one of those. Set them up again. And there we go, set them up, get around outside, and we should have enough time. Look at that, 1.3 seconds left. We just need 1 touchdown and we're getting a pitch play. Good thing is you can run until the play is done. It's not like you need to get to the end zone in 1 second. So as long as we get this set up, we'll get our gold. So go here, cut inside, cut back outside. I got him set up, dive in, and we got the gold for the rushing attack. Now this, again, this is the preferred one I do. The other ones just seem to be too much stress to deal with. So I just avoid it at all costs. And next we're gonna move on to receiver. Now, and I'm sorry if you are here and you're thinking I'm gonna show you every single one, that's not the case. Because I love convenience and I love getting the job done as quickly as possible when it comes to the mini games and all that stuff. I'm not trying to show everyone, so I early on found the ones that work for me, and that's the one I choose. Now, if you've played the wide receiver ones, I'm sure you know that these are usually pretty simple. You can go wide receiver battle, you can go red zone attack, and you'll get the job done. My preferred one is the red zone attack because it takes less time to get the job done. Because you're not running the full length of the field, you don't have to wait and all that stuff. So that's why I prefer the red zone one, but I have a really, really easy trick that you can do to always get gold in this. Nathan Givens here, if you don't watch my Bucks franchise, he's like a 74 overall. He is not like an amazing receiver at all. He's going up against Jamel Dean, who is the best corner on my team. And it doesn't matter who you go against. If you follow what I do, you are going to get almost the max points every time. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit X. As soon as I do, I'm gonna hit left. And now he's in a press position. I should still be able to get this off without issue, as long as I don't push forward on the L stick. Yep, and then boom. And I always do possession catch, always, just because if you're running towards the sidelines, you want to make sure you have the opportunity to get that animation. So again, hit X, immediately hit left, and then as you are cutting back to the right is when I start hitting the accelerate button. And obviously, as you can tell, I'm not cutting all the way back right. I'm sort of doing like a diagonal, like I guess you could say like 233, like 230 on a clock, like 2 to 230 area. That's where I'm pointing the stick to when I do that cut. And as soon as I move the stick to the right, that's when I'm hitting the accelerate button. So X, left, accelerate and go right. And then it's an easy possession catch in the corner. And if you run through the back end of the 200 and catch it like right at the beginning of the 400 like that, as you saw there, you actually get both of them. They get the 200 and the 400, so it's just that much easier to still get it. So here we go again, break his ankles, and it's an easy 600 points. And we still have 4 left, and keep in mind, I missed the first one, and I'm still getting this without any issue. Oh, I really toasted him on that one, holy crap. And there we go, and now we just need 1 more to get the job done. Boom. Break his ankles again, throw it up, catch. Oh, he missed it. What a punk. And sometimes that's gonna happen. You know, like your receiver will just dumb out sometimes, especially if you're using like a guy you're trying to build up like I am with Givens. I'm not using like my best receiver. So sometimes he will just mess up and miss the possession catch, and that's okay. I still broke his ankles, and we're still gonna get it done. And we still have time to get one more. But you see how much that messed me up. Just that one miss there at the end there almost cost me this gold run. It really did. Obviously the miss in the beginning also messed me up, but one mess up towards the end when your multiplier is high is very difficult to recover from. Luckily, we're gonna be able to still recover. Just like that, and we got gold. And the beauty of that particular one is that I've done that with tight ends too. You don't have to just do receivers with that because you don't need the speed really. You're using Madden's physics against them in that scenario to break the ankles of the corner there and sort of just make the computer freak out and pause them for a second and take off to the corner. It's a little cheesy way to get the job done, but when you're just trying to grow your players and you just don't want to deal with all the hassle every week, I understand that completely. Just get the job done as fast as possible and let's move on with our lives. Now we're going on to the defensive line. There is nothing for offensive linemen. So if you want to do a focus player on the offensive lineman, just know you are going to be forfeiting your chance at mini games for the extra XP and the extra potential for a star dev, or a development trait increase. There's no way to get one with an offensive lineman. Not sure why. They could have easily just done like the running back one or something and just did like a 2v2 or something, or you have 2 defensive linemen and a running back and a linebacker. They could have done something like that to give offensive linemen some love, but they chose not to. So we're moving right to defense. I'm going to show you 2 of them because depending on the kind of lineman you have to do this drill 2 different ways. And this one, I always just choose trench battle. There is no reason to go through the 5 of them here and give yourself an extra headache. Just do the 3. You get the same amount of points regardless, like I said, and you don't even have to get there. It's even less to get the gold. So we're just gonna do the regular trench battle. So that's why I always choose the regular trench battle. Now I'm not gonna hit start yet because I want to explain some things to you, because obviously this is not, you don't start to play, the game just runs itself. It's very important to do all of these steps. If you don't hit the multiplier boxes, if you don't get past them fast enough, if you don't hit them through that the target at the back, it's not going to give you all the points you need. Usually, sometimes you can get away with it, but it's very rare and it's a pain in the butt to try to do. Now, I right now have Timmy Baker. He is a slower guy, more of like a defensive tackle type of guy, like a 3 technique. So he's not going to be able to fly through it like the next guy I'm going to show you and do it easily. So you have to sort of set these guys up. And I found a very easy way to do this. So whenever you do these, there's always an opening that's a little bit more to the right or a little bit more to the left. And I'm always just holding down the accelerate button, pushing forward, and then using the right stick to move the lineman where I need him to go. So for the bigger guys like Timmy Baker, I'm going to move first, because you have to do 2 moves usually with these bigger guys before they'll get past the lineman. So what I'll do is I'll do the first movement the opposite direction of where the opening is, and then the second movement right away to the side where the opening is, and that usually gets the block shed animation. Here, I'll show you what I mean by that. So it's sort of in the middle. I'm still gonna go right here. So go right first, then left, throw them out of the way, right, left, throw them out of the way, and then hit them through the target. I usually do a hit stick too on this, and then here it is again. Right stick left, right stick right. Oh, avoid those. Right stick right, right stick left, throw them out of the way, get them. Look at how little points I got there because I didn't get the multiplier. So always make sure your player steps in that little white circle and then just hit them. And it's an easy gold. And it's very quick to do as well. So remember, you have to do 2 moves with usually the bigger guys, and you don't have to do a power move. Don't think you have to do a power move just because they're a bigger guy or a D tackle. That guy is a D tackle and a 3-4 end. He's like 300 pounds. I still use the finesse move. You just got to work it a little bit. Okay, so I sort of did 2 videos in one, right? I'm doing my video for the Bucks franchise, and I'm also doing a video for, this video. And I really didn't think that I was going to get a development trait increase, but Timmy Baker just got moved up to superstar development. And if you guys follow my Bucks franchise, you guys know that I think I'm cheating in this because this is the 4th one now I've gotten this season. If you needed any more reason to do these weekly games, please just do them. And this is why. I have gotten 4 development trait upgraded players from doing the mini games this season. And I'm keeping them. So if you're watching the Bucks franchise, here's part of the next video, all right? Because this is going out first. And if you don't watch the Bucks franchise, maybe you should check it out, man. I think I put on a decent franchise. So please check it out if you don't. If you do, here's a little sneak peek into what the next episode is going to have. And now we are here with Kalijah Kancey, who, even though he's still a bigger type of defensive end, he is way better at this finesse move, so I can do just one move with him. So this one takes a little bit more finessing. And what I mean by that is it's harder to hit the multipliers because he block sheds so quickly. And because it's so quickly, you actually have more time at each blocker to get past him before running out of the timer. So what I'll do is I'll just run forward with accelerate until he pushes him back a step or two and hits that and hits the multiplier circle, and then I'll do the move to the side where the opening is. So in this one, we're gonna go right once I go it, but you'll see here that I sort of push him, then he gets it, boom. And then here, let him hit it. Oh, he never hit it. Oh, there we go, got it. So you see how, because he gets it so quickly, if I do that, he just won't get it sometimes. But sometimes it works out. But if you're not hitting the multipliers, just give yourself a little extra time to push forward, so that way you're getting them, and then just fly in, hit the hit stick button, and take them down for an easy gold. And all of those are done, like all those moves that I just did were done by just moving left or right on the right stick. Honestly, that's all I did, and holding accelerate. So like I said, the bigger guys, I set them up by moving the right stick opposite where that little gap is that you run through. So like if it's on the right side, I'll go left first, and then once I hit the multiplier, then I go back right, and that's usually when the bigger guys will break through into that animation of the block shed. For the smaller guys like Kancey, or the guys that are just quicker like Kancey, what I'll do is, if they don't hit the multiplier when you're doing the first move because they're so quick, give them a little, like 1 second to just push them back a little bit to get your feet centered a little bit better, then do the move, you'll get the multiplier, and then you can get there. And because they're faster, you don't lose out on the time. All right, and now we're on to the final one. And you guys might be wondering, well, you know what, CB, you didn't mention linebackers at all. I'm gonna be honest, chase and tackle can kiss off. That's what it can do. I'm not doing it. I won't do it. I do trench battle for my linebackers. I do trench battle for the whole front seven because I refuse to play chase and tackle. That game mode sucks. All right. Now, if you like that, if you have found a way to master it, I applaud you, and I hope that you post a video for yourself to teach everybody else how to do it. Because hell, I'd watch it. I hate that mini game with a passion. All right, the running backs are literally all of the running backs that have ever done anything remarkable in the NFL combined into one super back, and then your linebacker is is playing with a concussion or something and can't think straight. It's the dumbest. It's so stupid. It's nothing like it used to be, and it irritates the heck out of me. So I don't even do it. I just do trench boost for that. So now we're on to the final one, and that is DB battle. And the one I like to do is just the normal DB battle because that one's the easiest for me to do. These other ones are just a little bit too hard for me. I don't like them. It's not that I can't do them. It's just that they take more time than the DB battle one does. So that's the one I'm going to show you guys today. And now for the DB battle, there's a few things that you have to do, right? This one is going to show you the route that's being ran as soon as the play starts. And you have 3 ways of getting points. Obviously, getting an interception, having an incompletion or a broken up pass, and then also having the sack timer run down to 0, and then the quarterback has to throw the ball away. So the last option is only going to get you like 500 points or something. It's not a great one to get, or maybe like 400. The incompletion or the broken up pass is going to be a little bit better, and then of course you're going to get the most, which is 1250 off of an interception. So the only real thing you can do in this is know where the quarterback is usually going to throw the ball and how to bait the quarterback a little bit on each route. And I'm hoping to show you guys enough of the routes today so that way you guys can have a better understanding of where you need to be on the field to initiate the throw from the quarterback, but also be in a position to make the interception or at least break the pass up. The beauty of this one is you can have like 2 or 3 mess ups, but if you finish strong and you get the rest with interceptions, you can still usually sneak out a gold trophy because you get so much from getting an interception. And I'm playing with, you know, a very slow safety in Najee Flowers. He's a strong safety. He's not meant for speed. So this is a little bit harder for me to do, as it will be for some of you guys who are maybe using some faster corners or safeties that you have. I just want to build him up, which is why I put myself through this. If it was up to me and it was just for the sake of getting the gold, I would make sure to use a much faster guy, but this is more prone to the player itself for me. So I stick it out. One thing to keep in mind, I never press the receiver. I never do. But as soon as the ball is snapped, I actually move the L stick, the left stick, backwards, so I don't press him. I don't want to press him. And it also helps me avoid getting put into those stupid animations where my corner just freezes out and the receiver runs by me for 15 yards before I'm even able to react on the controller. So that's the first few tips. And now let's go through some of these different drills. All right, so immediately hit back. Oh, we have a corner route. I'm going to immediately run this way, and then I'm going to swoop in. I didn't get the interception, but I got 750 for breaking it up. And then, oh, here, I'm gonna run straight underneath like this. Oh, he got me on that one. With a faster corner, you easily get that one, but because I'm using this guy, okay, and here, I'm gonna cut out right here. Boom. You just wanna wait a few seconds to let that receiver come across behind you, and then you can see that animation right there. I didn't turn in time. I didn't get the turn in time, so I got burned there. And then here again, I'm gonna go over the middle here. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna start picking them up here. And then I would have got the interception if he had to throw it, but the timer ran out. And then here, I'm gonna run underneath. Oh my gosh, the guy's so slow he can't even catch up. If it's on the left side like this, it's always gonna be one of two routes. It's always gonna be one of these short routes like this, and this one is usually pretty simple. Just watch for the cutback, because sometimes they'll run back diagonally towards the middle of the field. But here, I'm just gonna bait a little. Oh, he threw that one early. Sometimes they'll get you on that. They'll usually not throw it that early, but if you commit to running to the sideline too quickly, they will throw it right over the middle there. And then here we get 2 sack timer countdowns because we didn't let them get open enough. And then here, I'm just gonna undercut, boom. But I'm always holding back on here because I never want to get into that press animation. You need to get a head start on the receiver because the receivers are stupid fast in this game. And as long as you get enough of these, you should be able to get gold. And here, I'm gonna undercut. Oh my gosh, he's so slow. All right, boom, here. And yeah, see right there? That's what'll happen sometimes. So you wanna make sure you put your player out there far enough to where if he does that, you have enough time to react. And that sometimes they'll get you, man, they will. So don't be afraid to restart this. This is not an easy one to do. And also, don't be afraid to hit the receiver. You don't get called for pass interference in this mode. So I mean, you can really screw the receiver up, and it's not gonna cost you. That one was easy. Sometimes they'll give you a gimme like that, where they just throw it late because you have decent coverage. These out routes can be a little bit of a pain. Make sure you don't overcommit, because if you overcommit, he will throw a back shoulder on you. He really will. But I'm always holding down accelerate too, by the way, because these receivers are really, really fast in this mode. And you see there we got gold. I'm probably not even going to finish on gold. I'm just going to show you a bunch of these different routes. Like right there, I hesitated just a split second, and that's how much separation he got on me. You have to be on the ball with these. And then here we're going to cut over. Right as he sort of got even with me is when I started to run. If you don't go at that moment, oh, here, I just sit here. Oh, I'm going to be honest, guys. I press start because I have to tell you this. Sometimes your corner is just not going to respond to the buttons that you are pressing, and there is nothing you can do about it. You just saw that there. I was sitting in the perfect spot. I was hitting triangle, and it just did nothing. So sometimes, again, it's just the game. But we should still get gold here. And then here, as soon as I have a chance, I'm just running it back like this, and I break it up, and there we have the gold. I'm gonna run one more though. Even if I don't get gold, it's fine. I'll come back and I'll do gold on a different time. But I just want to show you guys different, the different routes that you're gonna see, and make sure I don't miss anything, because this one is difficult to do. But you're gonna get a lot of these corner routes. You want to make sure that you are on the top of it. You see there, I was underneath, and he easily beats me on that. So always make sure you're on the top of it. And then here, you want to sort of, don't be afraid to go farther into the route. They usually won't throw it that quickly. And then always get on top of the receiver for those deep routes, because you can slow them down, then they'll get stuck on you. These underneath routes on a slower player are super hard to do. If you don't know it's coming, you can't get a jump on it like you need to. And right here, I just screwed that receiver up, and he still caught it. You're just gonna have that sometimes. It's really crappy, but it's part of, okay, here's one. Boom. I strafe a lot on some of those in routes like that because there's so many different opportunities for the quarterback to throw it. And then here, yep, that one's really easy. And then here we'll finish out after this one. Oh yeah, yep. You see how my player got frozen there? And that's just simply because I didn't immediately move. You have to essentially assume you're going left. And if you assume you're going left, you want to stay on the bottom, just where my player was, but you're just going to be a little bit closer to the receiver, and it's an easy interception because the quarterback is stupid and just throws it anyway. All right, so I went back to a second save file that I have because I wanted to show you what DB battle looked like with an actual DB that can run, because I know Najee Flowers probably isn't the best for comparison, but for those of you who want to do it with a slower guy, now you at least know that it is possible. I got gold like twice in that one. So now with Bronson, we're gonna have a little bit better speed here. And right away, you can see that speed difference. Look at that, I'm keeping up. Easy interception on the undercut. He's gonna go corner. We're just gonna run right alongside him here. And see, that kind of BS is just gonna happen, man. I was on him like white on rice and he still makes the catch. And right there, I'm happy that happened there. I'm gonna pause for a second. I'm happy that that just happened because I oversold there. I went too quickly. I know where he's gonna run the ball. I'm trying to time it perfectly. And sometimes when you do that, you're gonna almost be too perfect and get there too fast. The quarterback is sort of stupid in this drill, but he is smart enough to do that right there. Throw a little short, like a back shoulder type thing to if you overcommit. So be wary of that. If you're noticing that's happening a lot, just take a split second longer to react to the route, even if you know where he's going, because that's going to help you, get back on track with yourself. And we already know he's going corner here. I'm going to undercut, get that interception, get us back in the positive. We have 5 left. And then here again, I'm going to sort of hang out right here. I'm going to run with him. And right there, he did it again to me. I overcommitted. It's probably because I'm talking. I'm usually not this bad at it. I mean, you guys will probably say I'm lying. That's okay. But usually I'm doing a lot better with this, but I'm also talking while doing it. I'm not doing a voiceover afterwards. So I'm doing this live. We're going to do it live. I'm still doing things wrong. I'm still doing things right. You guys are going to know exactly what to do and what not to do. Undercut this. Easy interception for that one. That undercut on the drag is an easy interception as long as you don't overcommit. And then here, I'm just going to go inside a little bit. Don't be afraid to strafe towards the top of the route like that and then cut the receiver off and get the interception. That animation right there is a killer. And there's just nothing you can do about it. If you don't know they're going on a streak, 5 out of 7 times, you're gonna get burned on it. But you can usually recover if you get the right route spread afterwards. And here we're gonna run this route for him again. Undercut, we get the interception. See how I just stopped there? I didn't care where the receiver is going. I just stopped. And that's what you want to do. Like right here, I'm just going to stop and force that. And look at that. We were negative 100 at one point, and now we're back up. I got out of there in time. Do you see that? I got out of there in time. He's still somehow warped on the other side of me, but you get the picture. And then this one, they usually always go to the inside track. And I messed up on that one too. So we'll do another one. I don't mind doing extra ones, to show you guys, because I'm not sitting here pretending that I get these 100% right every time, because I don't. But what I'm trying to help you guys with is just your consistency with it. All right, there, I got a decent jump on that. I'm not holding accelerate right now. There we go. If he was farther away from the end zone, he might have gotten that, or he might have at least thrown it, but he just chose not to. And then boom, look at that, undercut the route. And I'm doing more of these. And guys, keep in mind, you are going to have these guys literally warp through you to get the catch. They're going to cheat to get them the ball sometimes. And you just have to accept that and try not to let it, piss you off. It does, like that right there. I didn't even put my player over there and it just happened. You know what I mean? But you have opportunities to recover. It's not that you're stuck just because you had one bad play, right? Like I just got a catch prevented there. I didn't make the interception, but I did prevent it. And here on the fly route, I actually get a good release and I force an incompletion. You need to get on top of the receiver on the fly route. If you don't, it's game over. And this one, that one is super hard if you don't get it correct the first time. I said it's a gimme before. It is if you get it right. And like right there, I'm gonna stop right there. That one right there, I was holding the left stick to the right for like, I would say a good solid 1 to 2 seconds. And my player just kept running to the left. So the animation stuff in this game really screws with you and makes you think that you're doing it wrong, and you're not. It's just the game being really bad with animations. My player was just stuck doing that. I wasn't doing that. That one was just my fault. I can easily admit that. That's just my fault on that one. And then this one, this should be the last one, I think. It's on top of the route. If he throws it, I'm gonna undercut like this and force the incompletion. On this one, oh wow, I sold that one hard. Can I recover? I can. Look at that. Broke it up. And if it's on the left side here, it's always gonna be one of two routes. It's gonna be this route or it's gonna be the other one. Just drop down just a little bit more. As soon as they cross your face, if you go ahead and like drop into that throwing lane, you'll get it every time. And then you see how I just strafe there. I didn't actually follow the route. I knew where he was gonna want to throw that football, so I'm just sort of strafing along. Boom, easy interception. You got to sort of strafe ahead of them, but not too far ahead of them. Because if you try to get too cute with it, the quarterback will just throw back shoulder on you. Other times it'll be, oh, this one, I'll sit right here, and then you go at this point, and easy to get the interception. And then last one here, it's going to be one of these routes. Yeah, it took me out of it again. I had the left stick pushed to the right, but it pulled me to the left more, even though I'm strafing. I don't get it. Sometimes that happens. And that's all I have for you for that. Now, again, I am not sitting here trying to put this video out there as if I'm the best mini games player. I am not. I'm not in the slightest. But what I am is I'm consistent with it. And I just keep doing it. You're gonna run into a scenario where something stupid with the animation system is gonna trigger your player to do something stupid. And that's precisely why I don't do the chase and tackle. It seems like the animation error situation where things just go stupid is just ramped up to 100 in that game mode, so I just don't do it. But all these other ones, yes, you are going to have those situations. You're going to have a situation where you're out of control of what your player is doing, and there's nothing you can do. And outside of the rushing attack one, you can recover with all of these. As you saw, I wasn't perfect on some of the stuff that I showed you. Some of them are much easier. But like that DB battle, that was the longest one of this whole video because that one is the hardest to do. There's so many different routes to run. I wanted to try to show you a different array of things, me messing up, me doing it right, giving you tips on how to do it, giving you tips on what not to do. You know, don't oversell. Don't try to get too cute with it. But if you do these all, you are really taking these players from what they are when you draft them to potential, like superstar, like potential. Timmy Baker, you just saw before, went from star, in this old file he's still star, to superstar. I had Rashad Barr here, he came in as star. He's still hidden because he doesn't start, but he is actually superstar now because of these mini drills. Tyler Chambers came in as star, he is now superstar because of these mini drills. Well, Paul Bronson is here, but Najee Flowers, I did the DB battle with him, and trust me, it was not easy. But we did it with him. I did it every week. He went from normal to star. I had 4 young players, all of them 23 years old or younger, get a development trait increase simply because I did the mini games every week. So please, again, just like I said in the mini games video, do your mini games. And I'm hoping that you guys can use some of these things that I did in this one to get yourself a little bit more consistent, maybe give you 1 or 2 tips that you didn't already know or think of, and apply it to your mini game so that you can have all of this awesome development trait increase like I'm having. Like, I'm not cheating here, guys. Like, this is legitimately happening week to week. I am shocked because I've never even seen it happen this much, and I don't expect it to happen every season, but it is happening, and it's awesome. So again, apply what I did, avoid what I did for some other things. Pick and choose your battles, okay? The linebackers don't need to do chase and tackle. You get the same points, you get the same potential for upgrades for the development trait by doing the trench boost. You have 2 different ways to do the trench boost: the little delayed way with the bigger guys, and then also the quick way with the fast guys that I showed you. Don't be afraid to use your tight ends with the red zone battle. That's why I use that one, because it's consistently easy to do, and I don't need a fast receiver to do it like you do in some of the other ones. And just get your players to the level that you want them to be and make them awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped some of you guys out. If it did, please hit that like button below and subscribe if you are new to this channel. And if you are, make sure you check out the Bucks franchise, because now you see that we got a whole bunch of great development players that are going to be growing into some great roles on that team. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.